Hi, welcome to the first episode of the France trip. I'm going to get you a little up to date on the basics. Right now I'm in a town called Colombes. It's in the Alps, southeastern area of France. It's really beautiful. I have a great view from the kitchen window. You can see all the mountains and the valley below and all the houses. And I'm going to be here for about 8 or 9 more weeks. I've been here for about a week. And I'm going to a normal French high school, and I'm trying to study, although it's kind of hard because all the classes are in French. And then after that, I'll be going to Rouen for 6 weeks, and I'll be going to a language school there. So that's the basic outline of the itinerary for this whole trip. So today I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the school that I'm going to. Number one, it's really big. There are 1,800 students there as a whole, and I come from a school with about average of 11 students. So that was a big culture shock for me. And whereas everybody's speaking French, and all the girls that I'm with, they chatter, they like normal girls, but in French. And so I'm just sitting there taking in all the French because I really don't understand what they're saying. But I can tell that I'm going to make a lot of progress with my French. I'm already starting to be able to pick out certain words from sentences. That's helpful. So, first day of school. I think the first class we had was math class. Yeah, my least favorite thing of all. And I'll go ahead and say after this first week of school, I know that I'm not going to ace math class. I mean, I think it's just simple algebra 2 or pre-calculus, but they write their numbers differently. Like a 1 looks like an upside down check mark. That's, that thing. Anyway. And so I have trouble reading the numbers, and the X's look like A's, and all the directions are in French, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Am I supposed to multiply this? Or am I supposed to solve the equation completely? Or am I just supposed to reduce it? But anyway, I just sit there, I write down what she writes down on the board, and I think it'll help me learn a little bit of French. So that's math class. And then on the first day we had Spanish class. Spanish class is probably my favorite so far because I know some Spanish now, and I totally aced the first Spanish class. She called on a few people to get up and introduce themselves in Spanish, talk about themselves, and so about 2 or 3 people, and I was thinking, oh, pick me, please pick me. The first time I've ever really wanted a teacher to pick me to stand up in front of the entire class and speak. And she did pick me, and I rattled off some simple Spanish, but I spoke fast, so it sounded impressive. And so, yeah, Spanish class is probably my favorite. I got to show off a little bit that first day. And several people told me I did a good job. But I'll go ahead and admit, it's only like a level 2 Spanish class. So it's not like really complicated. I didn't actually do something really impressive. But it was cool for me because I finally got to explain to everyone in Spanish that I don't know much French. I don't really know what I'm doing, so please bear with me. Because I hadn't been sure how to explain that in French, but I could do it in Spanish. So I was finally able to tell my classmates, if I stare at you with a blank stare, I'm sorry. That's because I don't understand. And then we had a science class. It's like, the title is Life and Earth Sciences, and for this first day we did an experiment. We looked through a microscope. I was with a team of 2 other people. They were very helpful with my speech impediment. And so, yes, teachers. All the teachers are nice. They're not mean, but some of them are more strict than others. Some of them are pretty easygoing. They're gonna laugh with you a little bit, but all the teachers, they demand respect. They won't take any silly behavior. If they say shh, the entire room goes silent. I mean, there's no talking and laughing when the teacher says to be quiet. That is one thing that they all have in common. And so far, I guess my favorite teachers are history, geography class, Spanish, and there's one more, but I can't remember. Speaking of history and geography class, that class is more of a lecture type class, and so I don't really get much of that class because it's just, so I just write down what she writes on the board, and I write down random words that I hear from her sentences because I can't get the whole lecture. I just can't. I think we're studying like the Industrial Revolution through like the World Wars. That's what they'll cover over the whole year. I won't be there for all of that, but I do like that class quite a bit. Someone mentioned that they would like to hear a little bit about the school system and how it works. I have to say I don't completely understand it yet. During the orientation program in Paris, they did talk to us a little bit about that, and they mentioned, I think the grade system is sort of backwards. Like you start at 12 and make your way up. I'm not exactly sure about that yet, but I think that's how that part of it works. Basically, it seems to be like the US school systems as well as I know them. And I'm not really sure what else you want me to tell you though, because they're about the same. You know, there's the buses that bring you to school, take you back. I walk to the bus stop and back every day, and on the way there, it's always cold because we're in the Alps first of all, and in the morning it is always like 40 degrees and there's wind. It's so cold. But on the way back, it's nice weather, but we have to walk up a killer hill. I don't know how. My roommate's name is Alex. I don't know how she does it every day. That the hill is just forever and so steep. But it's nice weather, so yeah. So if you have more questions about the school system, please make them more specific. I will answer them as best I know how, but I don't know exactly what you're looking for. But just give me something more specific, and I will do my best to answer the question about the school system. In case you're wondering, Alex is my host sister. She's not my roommate. I mean, I have my own room back here, but she's not actually my roommate. That's why it was in quotation marks. But she helps me navigate school and everything. She's in I'm in almost all her classes. And so she's a little bit younger than me, but I follow her around everywhere at school because otherwise I would probably get lost. There's all these hallways and all these people, and so school is probably the most stressful thing about being in France right now, because it's, there's this work that you're supposed to be doing in class, but you can't do it because you don't understand. If they tell you to do something, you don't know what they're telling you to do. What do they want you to do? And luckily, I always have Alex or one of her friends with me that can explain to any new teachers. She's from the United States. She's the exchange student. She doesn't know what she's doing at all. And so far, all the teachers have said, that's okay. Do what you can. Maybe you work with her a little bit. And so I don't think that will be a problem. It's just I wish I could do more, because otherwise I'm just sitting in class and listening or writing random words down. So that is all for this episode about school in general. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. If you would, please put them in the comments section on the YouTube channel. That makes my job a lot easier. If you're watching this video through Facebook, click on the link below and that'll take you right to that page if you have any questions, or if you have any topic suggestions that you'd like me to talk about. I would love to do that. Or you can also email me at hannahAtkinsvlog@yahoo.com, vlog, VLOG, @yahoo.com. And anything you want to hear about, I'll talk about it, because I don't want to blab about something that only I'm interested in. So that's all for today, and I will see you next time.